Wow, I feel fucking amazing today. I feel amazing. I came into this workout, I literally texted my buddies and I was like, I really don't want to do legs, I don't want to squat, I don't want to do this, I don't want to even be at a gym right now. And I put on like the first couple of plates and the weight just feels like there's nothing on my shoulders. Downside, Megan is not here today, and when I want to go really heavy, I trust her, obviously. I don't really know anybody here to, you know, in a situation like this, I'm probably you, like me complaining about this is you guys, many of you, in your normal training, where you literally don't have anybody to train with ever. And even at your gym, you might not even have trustworthy people. So I'm trying to be grateful for all the workouts that I do have spotters and training partners and people that I trust to just kind of put their arms there in case something funky happens, or if I lose a little bit of, you know, momentum on a rep, they can just get me through the sticking point. The no one behind me thing is like a fight or flight maybe, and doing really heavy weight with 0 human beings around might actually like pull something primal and manly and aggressive out of me that I might just need today. So let's see what happens. I don't know if you guys know Dance Gavin Dance. I like their earlier pre-2010 albums, and it's not for everybody, I will admit, but if you were in the kind of like the Bullet for My Valentine, Asking Alexandria, Dance Gavin Dance, like that style of metal, you know, a few years ago, man, I love it so much. I mean, this feels so good. Is that a weird thing to say? Hey, this 400-pound fucking bar on my back feels so good. Like, I don't even feel like I did anything. The gods of dieting, however, they will come to get you. And you'll go to do something that you think you have power for, and you'll have, it feels like the rug kind of pulled out from under you. So I do want to hit this for another single, and then maybe go to 5 for a single. Dude, 6 would be fucking insane. And that's not even a lot of weight. I mean, I see people squatting 600 pounds like it's a joke. I think it's a lot of weight for the calorie environment that I'm in, which daily cardio, low carbohydrates, I think 6 plates is a kind of a lot of weight for like that world where my body is under, you know, pretty low body fat and low food, high cardio. 6 plates feels really heavy. In a high calorie environment, I don't think 6 plates is like anything holy shit, crazy. 7 and 8 plates on a squat, I think you're in the upper top percentile. 5 and 6, you're really standing out. Above average, like beyond above average. And if you're squatting 3 and 4 plates, you deserve all the respect, absolutely. 2 plates and down, you're like a beginner. You know, you're in your first year of like maybe lifting or whatever. And then as you get stronger and stronger, the weights get harder and harder to PR. Oh my God. To add a plate to your squat in your year 1 of lifting versus year 5 of lifting, it's so much harder year 5 lifting to add a plate to a squat, bench, a dead, a row, or whatever, or any of the machines you guys feel like are really good gauges of strength, hammer strength press or hack squats or things like that. Adding entire plates when you're 4 or 5 years into the gym and the weight you're doing is very heavy, it's almost like dieting. If you start a diet at 180 pounds, 180 to 170 is a freaking breeze. But 160 to 150 is definitely pretty tough compared to, even though it's 10 pounds, it's a harder 10 pounds. And same thing going the other way. As your strength gets higher and higher, it literally gets harder to add weight to the bar. Nice and easy. It's gonna get harder for me to keep getting stronger as the weight goes up, you know, heavier and heavier. And if you guys feel like you're at that point, don't be, you know, feel like you're doing something wrong. You're not. James Hollingshead, the guy's been probably the same strength for what, 5 years or more? He's been the same strength, but he's gotten bigger and bigger. It's not like the training he does doesn't build muscle, but has he really gotten stronger? His deadlift was 8 plates for a few years ago. When I saw that, I was like, oh cool, we have the same deadlift. And literally it's like, what, 3 or 4 years later, I saw that video, he's not any stronger. He's not at 9 plates or 10 plates. If your strength is kind of plateauing, but you see yourself as a decently big person and the weight you're lifting is decent, you know, pretty respectable and heavy, don't worry about being like just making small progress, because that's all my life is in the gym now, is like micro amounts of progress, because I don't really know how much more I can add to my main lifts. However, I can get better at them, and I can get better at my volume sets of them, and I can stay stronger longer in a diet phase. Whereas when you compare diet phase 1 to diet phase 2 to diet phase 3 over, let's say, 3 years, the first one you might have lost a lot of strength, and at your lowest point, your leanest point, you were this strong. And then your second time dieting, maybe your peak strength didn't go up. You didn't really hit many crazy PRs, but when you start dieting down, you're at your leanest, flattest point again that you were last year. You're actually stronger at that point than you were the year prior. And that to me is huge progress. People don't understand that when they don't get lean. They don't get it. If you never get lean ever, what I'm saying will make absolutely no sense to you. If you are in a perma double-digit body fat, 10, 20%, 30% body fat, I didn't mean to say 10, I meant to say 20 to 30% or more all year, you'll never understand what I'm saying. It's the guys that actually bulk and then cut, and then when you bulk, you're heavier than the previous bulk, and then when you diet, you're heavier than the previous diet. It's just like a graph doing that. If you don't do that and you're just constantly in like a blob state always because you're scared to get weak, nothing I'm saying will resonate with you. But if you do know what I'm talking about, then you can definitely resonate with what I'm saying. And as you guys look at your lifting, I guess, data and your journaling over the course of time, seeing strength go up in the gym is really awesome. However, it's not just about your bulking PRs. It's about when you diet and you get to your weakest point during that diet phase, are you stronger at that weakest point than you were at your prior cut's weakest point? And that's sort of where I'm at now. I've never been this strong, this lean. And even though on my bulk, I didn't really PR crazy numbers, I didn't deadlift 9 plates, I wasn't benching 5.5 plates, I wasn't squatting 7. However, I've never been this strong with such low carbohydrates and such high cardio and at this level of body fat. Come on, you fucking bitch. All right, one more. Is that 6? One more. 7. That was heavy. See, if I had like, a spotter, an extra rep or 2 is cool. So those of you that are similar to me, where your workout split is based either on a body part or like a movement. So you're either like a bro split, I got chest day, I got a back day, I got a leg day, I got an arms day, I got a shoulders day, I got a quads day, hamstrings day, whatever it is. Back and biceps day, chest and triceps day, shoulders and triceps, whatever your thing is, if you're that, or you fall into the kind of the overall push day, pull day, leg day. I kind of am that. I mix the two and I do basically push-pull legs with an arm day. For me, my arms are just not a fast body part to grow, so I need to have their own day that is just focus on those two muscle groups with my shoulders. However, I feel like the dichotomy, the split fork in the road where you either kind of veer this way or this way, is the frequency and how much volume. And the way that I look at it is the more frequently you're training a muscle, the less you can beat it up. And these people that are going that route are very studies based, which is cool. It's a study. It's just information. Use it and use it for whatever, making assessments in a certain way. When I hear about a study, I go, that's cool. Like, who are those people? Because I think of a study as who are the best people at golf. Take all the top 1,000 golfers in the world and ask them, what is your routine on a daily basis? What do you do to practice? What do you do for putting? What do you do for driving? What do you do for your approach? What do you do under these conditions? How many balls do you hit a week? Whatever. And let's say you ask the 1,000 best golfers in the world that question. Those are the kind of the studies, or that's the data that I personally want to look at. So I'm looking at pro bodybuilders, and when I look at pro bodybuilders, I think of people that really take this as their career. They're taking every single second of their day revolves around winning the freaking Mr. Olympia, or wanting to at least get to the point of competing for the Mr. Olympia. And then you have like the tier below that, which is, you know, us. We just mess around in the gym and have fun. We don't compete, but we want to look good and we want to have fun. And then you have like people that just go to the gym to just go to the gym, but they don't really put effort. They don't care how they look. They don't care about their strength. They might, you know, check their phone between sets a lot. I've seen dudes, you know, read newspapers and do crossword puzzles and all sorts of stuff. I'm not talking about those people. Do you really think me, let's say I wanted to start golfing, do you really think I should look at a study of golfers who have no physique? They have no nothing. Who are they? They're nobody. And I'm gonna ask those guys, hey, cool, what did you do for the last 3 months or 6 months? What were your findings? Versus, hey, person who's at the top of the world, what do you do? I'm gonna probably lean towards that. If I wanna be wealthy, I'm gonna ask wealthy people. You know what I mean? If I wanna be really skinny, from really obese, I'm gonna ask a really obese person how they got to be really skinny. Like, find the people with the results you want. And then ask them, how did they get what they have? What did you do to get what you have? Because I'm gonna do what you did so I can have what you have, but like my version of it. And there's so much like, yep, we figured it out. We figured out how to grow muscle. We already know it. Don't ask me again. I've already covered it before. I've already put this one to rest. Deadlifts do nothing for your traps. It's not a traps exercise. I've already laid this one to rest because the studies over here, you know, concluded this and that. And it's like, okay, cool. So fine, you went that route. Also, these studies are saying to train this many times per week to be optimal. Don't train to failure. Leave 1 or 2 reps in reserve. And it's like, okay, cool, fine. That's awesome. Literally, if you get results from that, amazing. I personally don't get crazy results from that. And I'm not saying it's a bad theory, that it's bullshit. I'm just saying, stop saying bro splits are fucking stupid and bad and not optimal and blah, blah, blah. Find every Mr. Olympia, find every top 10 Mr. Olympia competitor in the last 60 years and ask them what was their split that they did. None of them, dude, literally none of them were training chest 3 to 4 times a week, training quads 3 to 4 times a week, training arms 3 to 4 times. None of them were doing that. So I'm almost like, why would I listen to studies with random ass people who don't have the results that I want, and I don't even know who the hell they are, when I can just look at Jay Cutler, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, Kevin Levrone, you know, like even guys, I'm not gonna name drop names you guys have never even heard of, that were in the top 10 Mr. Olympia but weren't super famous, they still were top 10 in the freaking world. They had crazy physiques. Look at Ross Dickerson, one of my first influences I ever found. Greg Plitt, Matt Ogus. I mean, dude, Z's, like these guys weren't doing what these new studies have been saying. However, Galileo said the sun actually stays still, guys, and the earth goes around the sun. And what did the church do to him? They fucking put him in jail. And then they went, oh wait, your findings are actually legit, you can come out of jail now, and we're gonna actually adapt our studies and veer into this direction because you found new knowledge that actually refutes and undermines everything that we've ever thought, and we even put you in jail for it. So these people that are saying train, you know, every muscle 2 to 3 sets per session, 3 times a week, that's the most optimal way, the other stuff is wrong. I'm gonna say to you, hey, person watching my video, how many physiques do you look up to? Where are they? Name them. Go to your Instagram, go to your YouTube and look up all the physiques that you look up to that you wanna have something like them, but for you. You want that guy's arms and that guy's chest and this guy's upper body and that guy's, or maybe you just wanna be as strong as this guy, you're performance-based. What did they do? Were they more bro split and push-pull legs, arms, or were they, no, I'm going full body every other day or every day with 1 rest day, or I'm going upper, lower, upper, lower, upper, lower, upper, lower. What did they do? And when I read a post or I see a YouTube video or I see someone maturing in the gym as this, and I finally started growing in the gym when I did this, or you know, I stopped plateauing when I did this, or all, like whatever, and you're gonna say, I did this thing, like dude, I wanna clap for you. But the second you turn that into, hey, therefore everyone, the conclusion I'm coming to is your chest day that you're doing is silly and immature, and the studies have already told us that having a chest day is not optimal. So what you need to be doing is training your chest and your shoulders and your front, side, and rear, and your bi, and your tri, and your forearm, and your lats, and your traps, and your mid traps, and your erectors, because that's upper body. You need to do that all in one day, but don't go to failure, only do 2 sets per muscle group, and then 2 days later you're gonna do it again. That's essentially what I'm seeing so much of. And I'm like, that's fine if it works for you, man. Like, be proud of yourself for your work. Your sentence should stop there. And it should not have a comma that reads, therefore, you guys doing bro splits is not optimal. You guys doing push-pull legs, I've already covered that in the other 5 studies I did. I'm like, yeah, dude, but I've already covered it on the fucking 1,000 Mr. Olympians that I look up to. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna take the advice from the rich guy. You know, that's where I'm at, and I want to steer you guys in a direction not to follow me in what I do. I just want you to experiment and mess around and have fun in this gym. Yes, making progress is fun, which is as soon as you say, well, you know what, maybe deadlifts are just fun and I just want to do them because they're fun. These people that I feel like are so obsessed with how they see things and are so tunnel visioned are going to say, yeah, well, I find making progress more fun than just doing an exercise because it's fun. And I'm like, yeah, dude, absolutely. Making progress is absolutely super fun. However, a hyperextension with a plate on my chest going like this versus a deadlift, not only is a deadlift more fun, but I would argue the amount of physiques built from deadlifts with their backs and their low back thickness, erectors and whatever, is here, and the amount of physiques built with the hyperextension little thing with the plate on your back is here. I don't have to find a study or read your Instagram fucking monologue, 10-paragraph essay on why what I do is BS. So you guys out there that are like me, that have a chest day, a back day, a leg day, or whatever, bro split, push-pull legs, whatever, like still keep doing what you're doing if it's working. If it's not working, maybe figure out why it's not working. Don't just go, oh, I gotta go upper lower. To change that drastically, to take your frequency, which is I'm assuming you do a muscle group once per week, maybe twice, and now go to 3 to 4, and then now you're gonna have to take your sets for those workouts and bring them way down. And you're gonna have to think, okay, hopefully in 6 months from now, the clone of me that doesn't exist, that stayed on the bro split, maybe would have made this much progress, and I have to guess, is the progress I'm making now on my upper lower, or my full body, whatever, those two universes where one of you stayed bro split or push-pull legs or body part focused training, and the other clone of you, other universe, did the push, the upper lower or full body one, you'll never know which one was actually better for you. However, if you are making some sort of progress and it's measurable and it's happening on a consistent basis after your newbie gains phase, I think you're in a great spot. And if you're having fun in here, dude, that's all that freaking matters, because adherence, diet adherence, training adherence trumps all of this. You can have the best program in the world. If you hate it and you don't even do it for long term, it's a big waste of time. If you enjoy chest day and it's growing your chest and you're having fun, what other box are you missing? You've checked off every box. It's enjoyable and it works for you and you can stick to it long term. That's the trifecta. What else could you have to go and read someone's thing about why that's bullshit and then have to go think, oh no, I have to change up my whole training now? No. Yeah. I just have this passion for people that don't feel super confident in the gym. I want to give you confidence by saying everything you need is right inside you. Who cares if the gym has 1,000 people or 0 in it, or what your Instagram feed tells you to do, or YouTube tells you to do, or what I tell you to do? Fuck me. Don't worry about me. Delete me from your life. I want you to just come in here and have fun, find a way to make progress, and combine that third pillar of, can I do this long term? Do I find enjoyment in this long term? And am I emotionally mature enough to detach from an exercise if it doesn't serve me well, despite the fact that I can stick to it long term, despite the fact that it's fun and I'm having fun? What if it gives me absolutely no progress? You might need to kind of move that one aside. And that's all I'm encouraging and inviting you guys to do. Oh my God, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I thought I had like 5 or 6 more. Oh my God. Yo, oh my God. That freaking wall you hit, man, is no joke. It's almost funny. Like, I'm treating it like it's a funny thing now. I'm not like all mad that my reps aren't ridiculous. I'm just like, it's funny how depleted you can be and be like, yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. And then just boom, all your strength gone mid-set. That 5-plate set was really tough. Just gonna warm up on this adductor machine. This is the only machine I feel like I come in to the gym going like, I hope I have a good time on this. Because I sometimes finish and I'm like, am I hitting my adductors? I feel like, you know, it's in my hips sometimes. But I think doing that thing I said last video where I take my knee and I go like down has really helped me. Like right there, I feel a good contraction. But if I forget, dude, I lose it completely. And I'll be doing like 3 reps. So I'm like, wait a second, I gotta snap out of it. And like, I catch myself not doing the rep perfectly. And then I start thinking, how many other exercises am I doing that on? You know, I always complain like my arms don't grow, whatever. I feel like my hamstrings get really sore, but they don't grow as fast as other muscles that get equally as sore. And now I'm thinking, what if I'm not even, you know, what if I'm not targeting it correctly? I start getting in my head. I'm gonna pair this with whatever that thing is. This green looks like a roller coaster, like a amusement park ride. So I've never actually used this before. I don't know which way is more quad and which way is more glute, if that even exists on this thing. If I wanted to get a little bit more help from my glutes, I would come down and think less like I'm bending my knees into it and more like I'm squatting with my ass back. And that feels so much lighter, but I'm not doing that. Focusing on my quads as much as I can. I can't isolate my quads on a compound movement like this, but I can think of it like knees straight, knees bent. Straight, bent. It's like a leg extension. I think it's better than the pendulum, at least for me and for my knees and for my hips and how I was born. I saw this thing and it was like, if you take growth hormone before a certain age, does it make you taller? And I was like, if I could buy that over the counter and I was in high school and I had the internet on my phone, like I didn't have internet on my phone in high school. If I was like in the gym at 14, 15, 16 years old, kind of mid-puberty, and I was obsessed with bodybuilding and I wanted to whatever, and I wanted to be taller, and I could buy that over the counter, I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, I wouldn't touch it. Bro, I used to think, I don't know if you guys remember, the GNC creatine 189 in a black bottle, I think with like red and white, like the GNC colors, black, red, and it was a white pill, like kind of like half the size of your thumb. And they were 5 milligrams of creatine each, or 2.5 milligrams of creatine each. I think they were, or grams. They were 5 grams of creatine each, I believe. And there was this kid in my school who was very genetically gifted. He ran track and he was just really, he was the freshman benching 3 plates. He was that kid. Shredded all the time. He ate 3 lunches at school every day. He would have like a protein bar every single time he was in class. He would eat breakfast at school. He was an eating, lifting, athletic machine. And he would take the creatine 189s in school, in class. It's just like a supplement, you know? But dude, everybody would say, oh, he's only that big and strong because of the creatine. Imagine having growth hormone over the counter at frickin' GNC. The crazy physiques you would see come out of the world with teenagers on fucking Serostim. That would be crazy, man. Imagine starting that life at like 15, 16 and everything is over the counter like creatine 189 was. So I'm trying to make this as hard as I can and like really stretch the eccentric, contract without momentum. I'm at the stack and this has like a plastic thing. I can't add a plate to this. I'm not really sure what to do about this exercise when I'm like, this isn't really hard. I'm full stacking it, you know? What's up, bro? Yeah, well, it's not that, listen, I'm not that impressive. It's just a light machine, you know? And usually you can put a, oh, you have a gym pin?
It's not a gym pin, I got it from
But similar. Where are you gonna be? I wanna give this back to you when I'm done. You're gonna be around here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use it for like 5 minutes. I'll give it back to you. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I don't even need to add a weight to it. That thing is already heavy enough. The self spot is only coming in. Let go on the way down, and then self spot on the way in, and then let it down. fucking bitch. And then milk the last one. Partials. There's no studies on this yet. All the studies are inconclusive. I feel like a little hobbit with these 4XL oversized shirts on. And the shirt goes like over my knees, I look like a little kid. Why do I stay here when I lock out? This is pushing me this way, so this is really easy for me to stand here like this, and I'm able to take a break with my knees, but I'm not engaging, or sorry, not engaging, I'm not initiating my reps by doing this. I'm initiating my reps by just bending. That's it. I think a little extra toe pressure is okay. As long as you're not getting hurt or feeling anything nagging, or, you know, 4 leg days later you do that and you start feeling something, maybe don't. But for me, I do like a little bit of extra toe as opposed to heel on these machines that I feel very safe in. Oh shit. I have to show this to you guys. Look at this. If you want, you can literally turn the thing on and it'll count how many, like how much time for your set, how many reps, and it beeps when it's time to go up and go down. So you know from the machine exactly when to contract and exactly when to stretch. Just grabbed my buddy, I just made a new friend. He's from Japan. And I'm like, dude, I want to live in Japan so bad. I want to build this channel up, build my social media up, build my personal brand up, and be able to live kind of nomadically. I don't want to call myself a digital nomad, just like I'll never call myself a influencer. But it is a goal of mine to be able to have money come in where I can just be wherever I want and not really have to worry about cash or visas or travel or flights, and just go live my life and explore this planet for as much time as I have on it. Oh my God. Yo, this shit hurts so bad. Back to my Six Flags ride exercise thing. I'm gonna go a little wider stance for my last 2 sets. Maybe get a little more adductor in there, but still keeping my hams and glutes at bay. If you want big glutes, initiate at your hips, do lunges, do hip thrusts, squat ass to grass without your heels being elevated. Fuck. Had to glute my way up. If I did have a training partner on that, it's like I want that person to spot me and I don't add any responsibility or any accountability on their part to make sure my reps look good or whatever. That's on you. That's on you to keep the form into your quads. So there, let's say I did have somebody with me, that last rep that I did where I had to kind of get into my glutes and kind of hips, kind of like deadlift my way up out of it, I would never do that if I had a spotter, because the spotter would just add a little assistance and I would be able to keep my form and keep my quad focused reps. But I don't have a spotter. So sometimes you gotta go to failure, and on a machine that's very safe like this, as you get more advanced, you just figure out a way to get out of it or just dump it and let it max out or whatever. I'd rather do that than leave money on the table. And earlier in this video, I said the studies are 1 to 2 reps in reserve. That means failure for you is like, I have 2 more reps to do. My body could push 2 more reps out, but I'm gonna stop on purpose. But the flip side is, 2 days from now, you're gonna be training that muscle again. So you can't beat it up, you know? I don't know which one's better for you. Try them both. Try the bro split, try this way, try that way, try all these different things. However, something I might even add in that you can think about is maybe certain muscle groups actually need to be their own. way. So hitting triceps 3 times a week, not to failure, within your weekly training split, along with quads once a week to failure. You might have to do that. Every muscle group is gonna respond differently for you. And there are bodybuilders and people I personally know that have never even trained arms because all the pressing and all the pulling they do gets them results. So for them to go in the gym and train arms is like redundant, and it makes their physique look weird. Imagine that being me. I would be here telling you guys, yeah, I don't really train arms. I don't have to because they grow so fast. Like, what a blessing. Wow, how hard is your life that you never have to train legs because they get so big so fast. You hit them once a month. Like, that's not me. I have that for 0 muscle groups. I have earned every piece of tissue I've added on my body. And you guys out there that have earned every piece of tissue that you put on your body, maybe look at each muscle as its own, how do I go about my chest? Is it 3 times a week, less crazy, but more frequent? Or is it 1 time a week, freaking all out? Do I stick to 6 to 8 reps, 8 to 10 to 12, 12 and up, under 6? You gotta make each muscle group its own learning piece. You study and learn each one like you're in school. Like, yeah, I have science class, I have math class, I have whatever, and some classes are gonna come easier to you than others. There are classes in school that you might never have to study as freaking minute, and you can get a B+, A-, and A, get really good grades on a test for a class you might never have to study for. That's the equivalent of someone saying, yeah, I only train arms once a month just cause they just grow so fast and they overpower my shoulders, I don't have to train them. That's like someone saying, I don't have to study for this physics exam because physics comes so easy to me. For me to sit there and study for this is like kind of a waste of time. My history grades aren't that good. You know, my hamstrings aren't that good. It's the same thing. So I'm stacked with a plate. It's decent, I think. I'm going as wide as I possibly, I mean, this is as wide as I can go. Hope that's acceptable. I just did it. I just fucking did the thing where I focus and I lose focus, I mean, and I get in my hip flexors. I gotta remember, down towards each other. Like, who's the WWE or WWF wrestler that would do this thing? Or it was like, I forget what it was, dude, a long time ago. They would like hit their crotch with their hands. That's what I have to do. I have to go down. Down together with my legs, not up. Or else I lose my adductors and I get all hip flexors. Oh, fuck me. Come on. I hate this part. So stupid. One more of these thingies and then cardio. Same width, a little bit wider. I did 2 narrow, 2 wide. I'm really trying to just focus on my knees, my quads, and not my hips, but when you get tired, it's almost like it's inevitable. So you gotta be accountable to yourself. Oh, come on, let's go. Oh my God. So I'm a really big Stairmaster fan as far as just doing, you know, cardio. If I have legs, let's say on a Monday, today's Tuesday, I got pushed a day up. Next week I'll be back on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and it depends, Thursday, the soreness in my legs is a 10 out of 10. Especially 2 days after, crazy sore. 3-4 days after, it starts to kind of subside. Literally by day 7, the next Monday is like, oh, my legs aren't sore anymore, and then I have to go do legs again. That's how my leg training is for me, and that's the kind of the aftermath that I personally get. And I've decided, despite my love for the Stairmaster, I hate it, but I love the sweat you get on it, how many calories it burns in such a short amount of time. Despite that, for me, the beating my legs take from leg days and how sore I get from legs and stepping up a staircase for 45 minutes twice a day, or 60 minutes, you know, in the morning, or for, you know, 45 a.m., 30 p.m. or whatever. Plus, I don't have a car out here in Thailand. We walk to get a coffee. We walk to the grocery store. We just do a lot of walking, and I love walking. It's just a great way to just burn calories. I'm out in the sun, I get tan, all these things. So I decided to try this. And not necessarily this elliptical, I just decided to try a different way of doing cardio for this diet. And I think what I'm gonna do is the leg days, you know, the most leg day and the days after, I think I'm gonna stay off the Stairmaster and focus on the elliptical. There's no impact. There's no, you know, my feet hitting anything. There's no really like picking up my body, which is essentially like a mini squat every leg. You're doing like a mini step up squat looking thing for 30 minutes straight, an hour straight, 90 minutes a day. And I think I'm gonna just stick with it. As much as I feel like maybe this isn't equivalent to a Stairmaster as far as calories burned, purely quantity of calories, maybe I'm getting 85 to even 90% of the calories burned, especially because I'm on level 15. And this gets really hard. Like it's like a full body cardio as opposed to just all legs. And I've been happy with it so far. I wanna stick with it and see what happens, and might even bring it into my clients that I have and really instruct them, instead of just telling them, hey, you know, for your cardio right now, we're gonna be at 5 times a week times 30. You know, I'll say to them, hey, the 2 to 3 days after leg day, I just want elliptical or treadmill, but you really gotta get your heart rate up on a treadmill with the incline and the speed. And then you end up holding on to the top of the thing and it gets a little funky. So I like learning about how maybe a reduction over here can actually give you a positive over here. And I encourage you guys that stick to your diets that are gonna be in that, you know, you're approaching 12%, 10% body fat, your abs are there, and you really wanna get the love handles to go away. You wanna see some quad feathering. If you train legs really hard, I would just say, be careful of the Stairmaster, because it's such a great calorie burning piece of cardio equipment. But I have found it does beat up my legs a little bit more than I'd like. And there's no amount of gear, testosterone, growth hormone, nothing. This is just, it's the way it is. Muscle is muscle. And if you kill it on a leg day, and then you do 10 cardio sessions over the next, you know, 5 days, all leg-based cardio sessions, it's gonna be really hard to recover. You might even see your legs shrink a little bit. Not shrink, but they lose their fullness and the life to them. And they might stay inflamed and swollen, kind of like always. So I'm trying something. Legs, and the 3 days after, no Stairmaster. As I lead up to my leg workout, I will get on the Stairmaster, and I'm gonna try it, see what happens. I really like the elliptical because of the resistance. You can really go high on it, and there's no like holding on like a treadmill. I just put my hands on these thingies, and it's hard for me to breathe and talk to you guys right now doing this. But I think if you guys are doing your morning cardio first thing in the morning, whatever time that is, and you have a leg day way later in the day, I wouldn't worry too much about doing the Stairmaster. I think it's okay. If your cardio, like, and I used to do cardio before my construction job, I was in my living room in the fucking pitch black with a little light on at 4:45 a.m. cranking out 45 minutes on my little mini Stairmaster stair stepper thing, and I would have legs 14 hours in the future. So it didn't really matter to me because I was at a construction job. I was on my feet all day. So what's 45 minutes of stairs in the morning gonna do? I'm getting to the gym that night fucking beat up to the max. But if you have a noon leg day or a 9 or 10 in the morning leg day and you're doing cardio at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., probably wouldn't do the Stairmaster. I might choose something else and maybe do the Stairmaster post. And I'm admitting right now I might be talking to a very small amount of people, and maybe if you're even still watching this, a lot of people might have clicked out because I'm on cardio just talking. But something I invite you guys to do is compare, as you guys diet and as you get leaner, take progress pictures of your legs and look at them the morning of a leg day, and then look at them like 2 days after leg day and see how they look. And then try a month all Stairmaster. And then when you switch from that to maybe half Stairmaster, half elliptical, yes, I already know you're gonna say, well, this is a lot easier. Okay, it's a little bit easier, I would say, than the stairs. However, the slight drop over a 30-minute span, let's say, in calories burned, that this will give you, a little less than the stairs, is going to benefit the look and the health and the strength of your legs, and it's worth that slight drop in calorie output versus a Stairmaster on level 10, elliptical on level 10. They don't compare. The stairs are freaking brutal, but they might interfere with some of your leg recovery. And you guys have heard me say and joke around about managing fatigue, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm all about making my muscles look and be as big as they possibly can. And if I come into the gym and I go to squat, or if I go to bench, or if I go to do a barbell row or a deadlift or a pull-up, or I go to do a bicep curl and something feels off, not that I'm weak because my diet or my sleep or my whatever, I just go to lift up a weight and I'm like, why does this feel just weird? Like my body's like rejecting this. There's something happening recovery-wise. Something in terms of your muscles' ability to recruit power is just not there. And if your diet has been pretty consistent recently, your sleep's been consistent, if there's no other variables that have messed you up, maybe there's something going on with your recovery. Because getting big is a byproduct of getting stronger. Getting stronger is the bodybuilder's goal. Because when you get stronger, the immediate result is getting more size. Getting stronger, and I should say a big asterisk disclaimer across the screen, getting strong in bodybuilding rep ranges with exercises that favor hypertrophy, yes. But I'm just saying, getting stronger is your goal. Always, even in a diet, getting stronger is your goal. But if you come to the gym and you're like, whoa, this weight that feels really light to me, like every other day, just feels oddly heavy, or my muscles feel like they're like dead asleep, like they're dormant, like they gotta like wake up or something. There's something going on recovery-wise. And I'm assuming nothing crazy happened last night with your sleep, nothing crazy happened with your food, nothing crazy happened at your job. It's a normal everyday day. But just, what the heck, where's all my power? Where's all my strength? Why does this light weight feel not light? I think something like switching Stairmaster for elliptical or Stairmaster for treadmill. The bike is cool. The bike is like the opposite of a Stairmaster, you know, because you're getting little fatigue in your legs. You're sitting in a chair. There's nothing even happening besides your legs going like this. However, it's going to take you longer to burn the same amount of calories. Just quantity of calories is going to take you longer to burn the same amount of calories than on a Stairmaster or even on this. So there's a time and place, I think, for maybe pushing hard Stairmaster sessions. And I think there's a time and place for just a slight, you know, go from cruise control on the highway, 75, 80 miles an hour, go down to like a good 60, 65. Let the engine calm its RPMs down. You're still gonna get there. It might take you a few more minutes. You're still gonna get there, but I think the engine health will be a positive that outweighs the speed. The calories burned on the Stairmaster is great, but the health and the recovery and giving your legs less of a torturous beating for all those cardio sessions might actually outweigh the fact that a bike doesn't really burn as many calories, not nearly as much as a Stairmaster. And for anybody asking or talking or thinking about HIIT cardio, where you go sprint and stop and sprint and stop, again, it's just a recovery thing. What are you gonna do for HIIT? Are you gonna be running? Fuck no, I'm not running. You can. Absolutely no way in hell am I gonna be sprinting on a treadmill. Maybe on a seated bike, I can do 30 seconds all out, 30 seconds rest. I think that's cool. You know, but as far as adherence, like I spoke about earlier, sticking to something long-term is really the final fucking boss. If you can have a perfect diet and a perfect training, that's cool. But are you personally gonna psychologically mesh with that world that you just created for yourself? I have my calorie world, I have my gym world, I have my schedule. However, 3 weeks in, are you still on that? Or did you fall off? And I can't tell you guys how many clients have texted me, check-ins, all of a sudden, gone. They just disappear. Like where'd you go? And I'm not your mom. I'm not gonna wipe your butt for you. I will check in on you and say, hey, haven't heard from you at all in like a week, you know, or 2 weeks or whatever. Like you missed a week. I haven't heard from you since the prior week. Are you good? Is everything okay? What's going on? Every once in a while, oh yeah, I was just, you know, on vacation. I forgot to tell you. Oh, okay, no worries. Let me know when you're back. Or it's like, yeah, you know, I just can't do it right now. I can't commit, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, I wrote you a diet plan that you literally wrote because you told me the foods you eat. You told me when you go to the gym. You told me how much time you have for cardio and things like that. And I said, okay, cool. Here are the quantities for those things you said you want. I gave you everything you could ever want, but you couldn't adhere to it. You just couldn't stick to it. And so I'm over here like, you know, I want them to do well, but at the end of the day, the adherence is what got them. And it is what it is. It's okay. They're not bad people. You're not a bad person if you've ever fallen off your diet. You want to know what happened to me 2 weeks out, or 2.5-ish weeks away from my bodybuilding contest? My coach instructed me, he said, hey, for these last 30 days, 1 month until your show, you're going to be doing 1 hour of Stairmaster every morning and every night, every day, without stop, because we are behind. And you're gonna be eating a protein shake and 99 turkey with asparagus. Those are the only pieces of morsels of food you are going to be putting in your body. So my morning meal was 2 scoops of whey isolate in water. Meals 2, 3, 4, and 5 were 8 ounces of 99 turkey, the most dry, horrible protein source I could ever imagine, and a freaking little couple spears of asparagus. By the way, fucking asparagus is like, it's like a car payment when you're eating that shit every meal or eating that every day. It's like, at the time, 2 years ago or whatever, 3 years ago, it's like $4, $5 a bundle. I was going through a bundle a day. I'm like, yo, I gotta switch up the asparagus for something else. Maybe some green beans or something that's cheap, or cucumber, anything. Even just plain 99 turkey in a freaking bowl with salt and pepper on it. But I'm not dropping, you know, I'm not dropping $200 a month on veggies. And then before bed, after those 5 meals of whey, 99 turkey for 4 times, and then my 6th meal was whey protein isolate with water again, every single day. And I did 2 hours of cardio every single day. And for me to ever stick to something like that long term, there's absolutely no way. And 2 weeks out, or 2.5-ish weeks out, I got up in the middle of the night. At the time, I could not fall asleep, so I was drinking a diet soda and I was getting in bed. There were times I was drinking 2 diet sodas and having like gum, and I just couldn't fight the hunger off. And I was like, man, I can't do this, I can't sleep. I'm drinking a diet soda, then I gotta go pee, then I drink another diet soda and I go pee, drink a seltzer and I go pee. It was a freaking nightmare, man. It was a nightmare. And I was like, how the hell do I fall asleep? And Megan was like, why don't you just, you know, take an edible or smoke weed or something? And I was like, I don't know, I haven't done that since I was in high school behind the football field out of a Poland Spring water bottle with aluminum foil and the teenager, you know? And she's like, well, they make edibles that you can fall asleep. And I was like, all right, cool. So I grabbed an edible and I passed out, and it was like the best sleep of my entire life. And from that day, I was like, holy shit, this is the secret to dieting for me. This my little hack that I have for myself is just taking an edible and going to bed, and that helped me fall asleep and stay asleep, even though my stomach was like eating itself alive. There was a time 2 weeks away before I started that I stood in my kitchen. Going back to adherence and me and my ability to adhere to a plan, I reached my breaking point. I was in my kitchen, probably 3 in the morning, I couldn't sleep. I took Megan's jar of peanut butter, I forget which kind, it was from Trader Joe's. It was like a specific peanut butter she likes. Me, I don't have peanut butter in my diet at this time, so I don't have any in the house. And I ate half of a jar of peanut butter in the middle of my kitchen with the lights completely off, pitch black, and I was fully 100% just naked. Ass naked, standing with a spoon and a jar of peanut butter and shoveling it into my mouth. And halfway through the jar, I went, holy shit, what the fuck am I doing? And I put it back in the cabinet, I brushed my teeth, and I went to bed for a few hours, whatever. I texted my coach the next day and I said, hey man, I ate like a few 100 grams of peanut butter last night. His text back to me was, it's okay, get back on plan today, don't worry about it, pretend it never happened. And I was like, all right, I got back on plan. It really didn't make a difference because I was doing so much goddamn cardio and eating 0 carbohydrates for an entire month. But you gotta find things that adhere to you. When someone says to me, I wanna lose weight, I'm gonna go low carbs, I'm gonna go an hour of cardio every day, I'm like, you've never done that. How the heck do you know you can even stick to that more than a week? So just figure out your adherence. What can you even stick to? And that's a serious factor that I play and think of when I write a diet plan for somebody. If somebody has all these big goals, I'm gonna get up in the morning and drive to my gym and do cardio. Okay, when it's nice outside, it's June, the sun's up early, you're up, it's warm out. Okay, what about January? When it's ice fucking cold? Are you really gonna still be all about that? Like, probably not. Maybe, probably not. But that's cool. So find the adherence world that you're in, and you wanna stay in your ability zone. You wanna be, can I adhere to this? Okay, yes. How much can I push where I'm outside of my comfort zone a little bit, but within my adherence and my ability zone? Once you leave your ability adherence zone, it's a shitty plan. It's a shitty workout. It's a shitty diet. Even if the diet is perfect on paper, it's a bad diet and a bad training plan for you. If you've never squatted in your life and all of a sudden you're gonna go, I'm gonna squat every single Friday. Okay, like maybe, but like, don't be upset if it doesn't happen. You know, maybe you can't stick to that. Maybe every other week is cool. But as long as today you were here, tomorrow you were here, that's called progress. And when you multiply that for a year, you are a very, very different person 6-12 months into the future. So that's my little spiel about adherence, why I'm doing the elliptical. And I did want to mention why I didn't do any leg extensions, because people love isolation exercises. Oh my God, people freaking love isolation exercises. Where's the chest flies? How come no, how come no single arm cable lateral raise? How come no leg extensions? It's like, well, am I building muscle with my no carbs I'm eating? Like my 50 grams of carbs I'm eating and all my cardio? Am I really building muscle? If me contracting my quads really hard, is that gonna do really much for me at this caloric environment I'm in? Probably not. So I just opted, stick to the main things. The lights are off, telling us to go. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you're still here, man, thank you for sticking to the end of my videos and commenting and subscribing. It freaking means the absolute world to me. I'm not saying thank you like you did me a favor. I'm just saying, it's cool that we're, building a bond through the internet. I don't even know who you are. You don't even know who I am, but we're able to relate to each other. And I hope I was helpful today in this workout and able to give you a piece of knowledge or a piece of advice or some motivation or some inspiration. And just remember, I'm a regular ass dude, and so are you. I'm not special, you're not special. We're all in this just to get better. And I hope you guys can take something that I said and put it into your own training and your own diet. And I'll catch you in the next session.